Hey there folks, welcome back to the GT7 Showcase. In this next part we are about to do the Opel Corsa GSE VGT. Alright, who started their Sony PlayStation 1 for God's sake? God, sounds kind of similar, very much. Alright, here's the things you can do to the Opel Corsa GSE VGT, which is not much. Like, at all. Like, you can barely do bare minimum to it at the end there. I will note, it does have a bit of customization. It does one thing you cannot customize is the spoiler and the front skirt at the end there. That's really about it. You cannot custom adjust at all in your tune-ups and stuff. So that's the one bummer part. And then of course you can't change the rims because it's got these special weird art project rims of all things, as usual, which not surprised. This thing looks like a giant art project, to be honest. It's probably based off of something at the end there, but yeah, you can't really do much. Okay, so now on to the event at the Vision Gran Turismo Trophy at Nürburgring GP. Again, I am driving the Opel Corsa GSE VGT, which, yeah, for the first Opel car, I mean, it's kind of unique. It has a suspension rear skirt. It has a spoiler that flips up and down when you brake. Yeah, that's the advancement of the future, as the saying goes. Even though for advancement, it's not always the greatest. Concern. I mean, it's not a pop-up spoiler, so think out of that. Pop-up spoilers, they were a fad, basically. The Bugatti had it, and everyone else wanted it at the end of the day. Even though they sucked. Big time. You're better off with the flip-flap spoiler like this, where you hit the brakes, it goes up. Because it's not only giving you more brake in, it also gives you more, I would say like a functional air brake, but you're on the ground though, so it's just kind of weird. But yeah, Jets technically have this technology as well. It's the funny part. I don't matter, but if there's one probably bad thing I can think of having this style of brake for a spoiler is that you may not have much as alleviate on the steering stuff. I know, yeah, you probably noticed something. You noticed it was showing a red light there for a second. If you get close to the car, it can actually tell you approximately that there is something there and stuff. That's the other crazy part about this car. In terms of anything else, is the weird HUD in front of the windscreen. Just, I don't know what to say. It's got a steering yoke, of course, not surprised. It's the future! The future, yeah! Good deal. Thanks, babe. Anyways. But yeah, you got a pop-up extensions, rear skirt, and a spoiler. Now, the rear skirt, I'm not sure how that goes off exactly. It goes off and on, as you can see there. Like right when you turn in there, it shortens out. But when it's like a big old straightaway, I think it extends out. It's very weird. It's a very weird car at the end of the day. And oh yeah, before you ask if you try to do endurance race with this, not happening. So don't try it. And especially with its high PP value, because its high PP value is crazy too. Because yeah, it hits up there in the grade 2 marks of things, and technically grade 1s. I was going to attempt this to use grade 1 at one point. It was stupid. Very foolish of me. But yeah. I don't matter. So the Opel Corsa is just, it's something. It's not a great car at the end of it because of stupid electrification as usual. I don't know. I think, like I said to my friend, like the biggest trouble that we have on this planet of Earth is that we need some sort of alternative fuel that ain't a fossil fuel or doesn't burn a lot of CO2 at the end of the day. And the worst part is, I think the only thing that hit that kind of margin was technically fusion energy, but I'm not sure that's even good or bad to do. So you know, more to that. The other choices are well, technically diesel would be another one, but fumes is one thing. So, and then you have hydrogen, which is not bad, but it produces, well, for what it produces, it requires a lot of other energies to even produce hydrogen in the first place, even though they've been trying to find green hydrogen in some place. Which, not gonna lie, I would love to see cars that are powered by this hydrogen as well. It's kind of weird that we don't, even though Toyota is full endorse about it. You have Toyota that's crazy about it, you have Porsche that's crazy about it. It's just kind of weird. A very weird tech I would like to see, but there's no examples. Like, I don't know if it's good or just terrible at the end of it, you know? And then, of course, you got electrification, which no matter what, an automobile will try to shove in your face at the end of the day. No. Fuck you. On that matter. It just, at the end of the day, it's just, they try to make you drive this electric car for racing purposes. And we can see clearly in any endurance race you toss it in, goes the fuel, as the saying goes. It just like, why? Oh yeah, I guess there's one other bonus thing to mention too, besides you can drift it too, because that's one cool thing. It has an overtake feature, I will say too, on top of it. So over time you can hit the button and it goes off. However, unlike other overtake systems where you hold it and it just goes down over time, it has a special overtake system where over time when you brake, you accumulate a bar. You can then turn around and use that bar as a boost. This accumulation is 20 seconds of braking in though. And when I say braking in, I mean when you're braking in at high speeds and stuff. If you accumulate all that 20 seconds, you'll eventually get the boost system. Which is good and bad. It's good for, you know, the car itself in general. Bad because there was a time trial dedicated to this, and if you so happen, oh no, it's not like if you so happen, but it's more like you are forced to use this overtake system to get the fastest lap time on that stupid sports mode time trial at the end of it. I just took the bronze at the end of it because I did not care. I just did not care about it. It just shows you how much I kind of care about the Opel Corsa at the end of the day. Definitely a D in my case. I forgot to mention the other rankings about the other ones, because yeah, the Mazda Spirit 1D, the Toyota Land Cruiser, I would say a C or B for the most part. It's pretty good. Then we got the Toyota RAV4, which if I gotta say, C or B on that one. And then you're probably wondering about the Hyundai Elantra. I'm just gonna say definitely C or B on that part 1 too, or that car as well, because there is a lot of good things you can do with the Elantra at the end of it. So, unlike the Honda Civics that freak out at higher horsepower, this FF doesn't freak out. So, even though I got like the lowest horsepower. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna say in advance for the Elantra, the stats on that are gonna be off because that is based off the nowadays 200 miles per hour than previous 200 miles. I will say. So heads up to that. Yeah, I got the Honda Sports giving chase after me, even though he's definitely not the real opponent at the end of the day. It's really just the Skoda. I would say also the FT1, but I don't see him. The last time I did on the weeklies, I came across the FT1 being a one heck of a opponent. Sorry, he's not in this one. Because I will say the VGT skin full and out, depending on what rule you got for this lineup. Oh, never mind. Skolder's out of commission because I just saw him shoot off. I didn't know he did that. Well, that's my crap. I think that's a good part when you do a replay and you just do the game recording at first and then you do the commentary next. Is you get to see two views sometimes, and you don't realize that sometimes, which is actually good in some cases. That way you can see, like, oh, so that's what happened. So it's a lot of good things on that part. Yeah, it's like all the other competitors, they are nowhere as close in terms of performance to the Opel Corsa, I will say. I think that's probably like the big thing about the Opel Corsa, it being 870 PP, which is very high. Because yeah, that's the reason why I died. It's like, you know, you may have the potential to do grade 1 maybe. No, they don't. Because here's the biggest problem about the Opel Corsa 2. It doesn't have really a high top speed. Or for something that's electric, you would think it'd be kind of staying on that. No, it's kind of basic really. But it does hit that levels of grade 2 in terms of top speed. Where I think like most of them can hit like 200 and 200, maybe 217, another 350 kilometers per hour. But yeah, it's up there. They're up there at the end of the day. And they better be, because yeah, the 2016 GT500s have basically the power to match some of the grade 1s in there, which is the crazy part. It's almost like they should be grade 1s, but they're not, for some reason. But it is what it is. And then, so yep, get that Opel Corsa. Yeah, that's the one thing you can do luck with. It's kind of shocking. But yeah, as you can see there, I got an overtake 2 on top of it. You know, circulation breaking there. Yeah, you just get a bar, you get up to 4 bars on that and stuff. But here is the next contender, which is a Hyundai Elantra in 2023 model. So here's the parts for the Hyundai Elantra in 2023, and it's a very interesting car, I'll just say, because yeah, for an FF, this is a pretty good FF. Probably like one of the best ones for a long while. Had a Mitsubishi FGO comes into place. Just wait till update 1.64. But anyways, the Elantra in 2023 has the motor called the Dietta 2T GDI Elantra. Okay, I think I know the Dietta motor because I believe the Genesis or the other Genesis has it at the end of the day, so very interested in that part. I will say this motor definitely got neutered the heck and back. I probably should technically take off the engine parts because I will say the engine parts are there previously because of the 200 mile per hour beforehand when I didn't do the drift from Special Stage through X to say. Yep. So yep, you can do your rims, you can change spoilers and stuff, you can add roll cage, the whatnot. And yeah, you can do wides if you do customs. I think you do wides with the regular. I might be wrong. It might be wrong. So yeah, here's the front lift, which is very odd. Got some sleeves and stuff, which is very weird. And then you got a side skirt, which yeah, I add some color to that. Get some orange. So yeah, I basically just looked around. It's like, it's really interesting vinyl I can find this weird cyber looking vinyl. It's like, okay, I could stick that on there. So yeah, as you can see, if you mess with the spoilers though, you get those. Or you just slap on the Type B special one there. It's a very tall looking spoiler. You guys, if you need that much downforce, there you go, basically. Yep, hood pins. Get the two bars, roll cages, but yeah, go with the A because of the 4-door. Someone could fit in the back there. This thing goes. But yeah, went with the yellow lights because for Hyundai's style, I like how the style is going, so I went with the yellow headlights because that works very well. And I believe the electric car that's kind of based with the same coloring this has. I can't remember what it's called, Ionic or something like that. That hatchback basically, that has yellow headlights, so I went with the yellow. So that looks so good. But yep, to the World Touring Car 700 at Alsace Village. And would you believe it or not that this is like maybe the second or third time they did Alsace Village in terms of big races. So So yeah, it's very interesting that part. But yep, doing this with the Elantra, and which yeah, like I said, this is previous 200 mile per hour tune-up, so this is a little different than what it is nowadays. And such. But yeah, if I recall, this is kind of a tough race because you would think the Viper Grade 4 would be the opponent this time, right? No, this time it's the Suzuki Swift Sport Grade 4, so be on the watch for that guy specifically. Corvette C7, he's just there, to be honest. But yeah, that's basically the matters of this race to say. Besides, you know, basically, I think be worried about your fuel and be worried about maybe your... Nah, probably not the tires. The tires are probably fine because when it comes to Grade 4 race hard tires, they don't burn through that much. I will admit though, probably should have just turned around and just used race mediums and it'll be fine, but not the worst. So, not the worst. But yeah, just hearing this car and not hearing it so struggling tells you that as a Grade 4, which is a... You wouldn't be surprised, but this is one heck of an achievement when it comes to FF cars, because they usually struggle around when it hits 3 to 4 to 500. This one, on the other hand, is one of the cases where it kind of don't. And I wonder if it's because of the longer body or it's special in-power drive. So, because it does have technically a different transmission or drivetrain or something. Very weird. I don't matter to say, but yeah, it has all this special stuff and gives it a better level, even a higher level to something like the Civic, where the Civic will fumble if it still happens to ever hit higher horsepower, which is kind of funny. That's even at stock base, by the way. It has trouble. This don't. This like really don't at all. It's a very versatile car at the end of it. Oh god. Got a whack there. With the Lamborghini Hurricane to the Mustang Grade 4. Got bad going here. Yep. So at the end of the day, just a very simple fun race. If I gotta say, I think this is a event I should probably come back to every now and then, because for money it's not bad. 250 on, I think, 20 minutes is not bad for a track at the end of the day. And if you do like the special builds, like the special Bach Mono with the Suzuki, the Suzuki VGT race car motor, that does wonders on this. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, we'll be getting to that shortly. Yeah, I will say I also have the engine swaps in the later parts of here as well. Basically after the 20 minutes of this race. So if you go to like, I don't know, 30 minutes in, you probably see it. Or you probably see the engine swap stuff. So just to say in advance on that part. Oh, I will note too that this race, unlike the other Grade 4 races, I think this takes about 20 minutes. So in case you're wondering, that's why there's a big high payout in return, because it's like $250,000 for this. Which is, I'm not gonna lie, that's not bad, because compared to the Le Mans Endurance, yeah, it is technically 30 minutes if you're right there on the spot at 30 minutes. If you weren't there right on the spot at 30 minutes, or you so happen to pass the lap before it hit 30 minutes, you now have to do another 4 minutes additionally to get to the end. So that can be a make or break when it comes to that endurance race, I will say. When it comes to Le Mans, because I get it, there's a high pay grade to it. It's 455, so that is technically still better than this one. But you do have to take the timings when it comes to the end of the endurance race at the end of the day. But yeah, speaking of the Elantra, there's the Elantra's sister, which is the Luxury sister, which is the Genesis G70 Grade 4, which yeah, that car is outstanding because it has all-wheel drive and stuff like that. But the Elantra doesn't. Matter of fact, it shocks me that the Elantra is not hybrid. I will say it does shock me. It's like I was suspecting this to be like, you know, just a C at best. It's not gonna be that great. Heck, I thought it was going to be an electric car because considering it has the same thing going on with the Ioniq at the end of the day. It's like, okay, it's like, this looks very similar, yet it's not. And it's like, oh, okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty good for once. Because I didn't know much about the Elantra, to be honest. I know it was a sedan that Hyundai offered maybe do a couple generations now. So I should have taken notice, but you know, because I think the Elantra is essentially Toyota's Corolla at the end of the day. Although we do not have a Corolla at... Oh, wait, I take that back. We have a Corolla, which is the... I don't know where to count that one, though, because that's actually more of an 86 Corolla than a regular Corolla. Because the regular Corolla nowadays is something like the Toyota Crown, for example. I can think of in terms of something close. Although the Corolla, I think, runs mostly V6s or inline 4s. Which, I am surprised that's not in the game, because I get it, it's a pedestrian car, but Gran Turismo is also breaking the boundaries on that once again. By saying, yeah, I want pedestrian cars again. Okay, then you better offer the Corolla then, because the Corolla is one of the biggest, famous, most reliable sedans, period. Like, I seen Camrys turn into junk at the end of the day, and it still runs. That's how amazing Corollas are. Now in Hyundai's case, depends. I would say nowadays they're better, but way back then they were junk machines, if I recall. For the most part, there was probably some people that probably vouch and say, yeah, those are good machines, but it's not a high likely. Then again, that's like another crazy pedestrian car that I'm still very shocked we do not have. Is the Ford Fusion. I've seen this car everywhere. My sister has it. Like, so many people had the Fusion. The Ford Fusion. That's another pedestrian car that needs to come into scene as well. Even though, I don't even know if Ford even makes Fusions anymore. I'm not sure. It's really weird. I assume they do since they're still around, but you know. I don't know. In terms of what I know for Ford is that they're doing electrification, they're doing Ford Bronco and the Sport, like essentially the Sport. Yeah, that's one way to bring the Sport back. My God. I mean, at least it's not probably maybe a disaster like the Explorer at least. Or, oh, I'm sorry, I mean the Exploder, because that's what it was known as. Because its front tires will pop. Because its leniency was so bad on a weak suspension or something else for that matter. And then at the end of the day, they blame Firestone for the problem, which maybe to a degree it was Firestone's fault on that matter too, but still you don't blame the tires, you blame the vehicle. As the thing goes. Although there could be bad tires, I highly likely Firestone I wouldn't think Firestone would make such terrible tires, but you know, I'm vouching for something that's not going to be supported, so you know, who knows, doesn't matter. Yeah, just look at the grade 4s, it's kind of, the bad part is they really didn't really change up at all for grade 4s, and that's my concern, even though, I'm going to be honest though, probably good. I come to terms, or come to agreements that maybe it's fine that they don't do that, because I'm just gonna say from now on, in terms of grade 3 races and stuff, because I've been testing some high power cars just for the heck of it to see if so happen they're better or not. Yeah, screw you, Autopolis. Just screw you in general. The fact that RCF never pits is what really pisses me off the most. And did you see another RCF there? That's, you know, just he's having problems left and right. But this one, nah, he's good. He's perfect. He'll just run the whole track down at the end of the day. Do I see the BRZ GT300 doing that? Yeah, because it is a BRZ. It is a GT300, which GT300s were crazy for that level of reasons. That's why GT300s stuck around. Because they were that good. And I'm not gonna lie, GT300s also look very impressive compared to grade 4s any day. Go at me on that, I don't care. It just, at least they look nice, I'll say that much. Then the BRZ GT300 looks incredible. I'm just gonna say. Because when I look at these grade 4s, they just look like slightly modified production cars. Which, I'm not against that, but I do like some special models, you know? and this really doesn't hit at all. But yeah, we basically have, we are like a half in right now at this point. I have 3 big opponents I have to pass at the end of the day, which is the Mazda 3, the Viper, and the Swift Sport Great Force. Which, the Mazda I don't think is a problem. Which, yeah, that's the one that later replaced the Tenza. I need to try the Tenza to see how bad that was compared to the Mazda 3. I am curious if the Mazda 3 was that much better. But then you get the Swift Sport. And the reason why I say that, because the Tenza was all-wheel drive. The Mazda 3 was an FF. Why would you replace that at the end of it, you know? It's very weird. And again, I also need to try the Grade 3 Atenza too, because that one looks insane as well. That's the one that they took from Sport as well, because the Atenza is definitely a Sport one, for sure. So that was the car that Mazda only had, until they turned around and turned the Mazda RX concept into a Grade 3. And such. Yep, so now just chasing after the Viper. Yeah, and yeah, like I said, I would say the Viper is a problem, but while he may have high fuel efficiency, he's not really that fast for the most part. He's using race mediums though, so technically this is a challenge run to me. Which I'm surprised, because yeah, I will say, you might as well use race mediums for this. They ain't gonna burn up your tires that bad, unless it's an old car, or you know, because I will say some old cars have habits of burning their tires a lot quicker than other ones. And I will say somewhat old cars are just like some weird ones out there. They'll just do it on the spot. It's almost like they weren't designed for endurance racing at all. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. Quickie, quickie. It's dodge. It's dodge. For the most part, besides Viper. Yeah, apparently there's been a lot of sayings that the Viper should be coming back sometime soon as a V8 hybrid. Which is what, you know, Corvette did, so, you know, not gonna shit on them. Because hybrid is kind of the future. It's just how you execute that hybrid technology though. Because like I said, it needs to be a little Mons boosting style, not the crappy, oh, let's just regenerate throughout the track. Although, there is an exception. There is one that it not only gets the fuel from the hybrid system, but it gets it from the gas powering into it on top of it. Which those are great hybrid systems too. So I will know, because yeah, hybrid systems are weird because you have one case where it's just brake regeneration for its generation, but then you have ones that are gas generation too. So it's really weird. And when I say gas generation, I mean something like the Purus. I know there's another car though that has that same functionality too. That's not Purus. So it's like, oh god, the wall slap there. Yep. So I think I fueled. Oh no, I have not fueled yet. Holy crap! I think that's the impressive part, which is good. Oh wait, I think maybe I have. Is this the bad moment? This might be the bad moment because, just to say, there's a point where I have to declare something. I hate the fuel map. The fuel map is stupid on how the percentage estimates how much you have left. The percentage is fine, okay? It's the... Yeah, because I take that back. The percentage is not the problem. It's the fucking lap amount that they show on the fuel map and at the end of the day. You can't see it because I can't switch the bottom right there. I don't even know why they show the bottom right there at that point for the replay. That's the one thing I kind of wish I could just take off. You can't take that off when it comes to replays. But to say, though... Which yeah, again, I'll say this again, the Swift is my fucking point, and he's coming hot. So I think I had the fuel here, or something. But I just know I underestimated the amount I needed to win this race. So I kind of had to play a little ballsy and lean hardcore, which allowed him to catch me at the end of the day. Because I think it's about to happen right here, maybe. Let's see. Am I going in? Yep, I'm going in. Okay. But yeah, that's the one problem I fucked up hard because I need more fuel. Although, I know, it's kind of a debate if I need it to or not. But I know I should have relied on the percentage when it comes to this fuel map because it's garbage. Yeah, I need a lot, I guess. It's just 2 laps. Weird. Must burn a lot. Because I think I might fuel twice. I'm gonna realize. I forgot about that. But yeah, I did at 88. I didn't need 88. I needed more than that. For the percentage. To really do this race at the end of the day. Because I just realized, like, wait, I just relied on the... Because I was lean... At that point, I was lean there. And I wasn't gonna lean for the rest of it here. And I just realized, oh crap, I didn't get enough fuel for the full potential, so oh crap, it's just gonna burn. It's gonna burn like no tomorrow. And that's the problem I deal with, unfortunately. But it's actually fine for this first bit here. It's the next bit here is where it gets tough, because I'm gonna be able to pass him here eventually. It's just, he's just a tough opponent to deal with at the end of the day. Really tough. And it's weird too, because it's a Suzuki Swift, which he wasn't a problem before, but they must have been tweaking him hardcore, because now he's a challenge to deal with. It's very odd and remarked. There, they tweaked him to where he handles better and stuff. I'm not sure, I just know I have to get to him as quick as I can. Yeah, this time he's the problem and not the Viper, which is shocking, but I'm gonna guess if you slap on the hard difficulty, then the Viper is the problem. Because as the saying goes, I stuck on medium. I ain't doing hard mode because hard mode's bullshit because of a couple reasons. And considering the medium already has the problem already, which is the stupid progression band. They get faster the closer you are from first place. They also get faster whenever someone pits. Because I noticed that occurrence too. I can't say if it's most likely just me pitting, but I just know there's a case where if you pit, or someone in the pit, it just gets bad. So it's like they suddenly get a speed boost, and I don't even know why. It's like a weird, I want to say glitch technically, but I'm not sure, and I don't have enough proof to really say that, so you know. Also, I forgot to change up the license plate, I think. It's not supposed to just have the lantern in. Oh no, wait, I take that back. I think I have it changed for the special event, because as the saying goes, this showcase is late as heck because I should have done it like right on the spot and I didn't. So as a result, it's a lot longer than it should be, and I don't blame if anyone didn't watch this at the end of the day. This is my fault, as the saying goes. But at least I made it, just in case someone wants it at the end of the day. And stuff for some knowledge or just what insight you could technically do with these cars at the end of the day. That's kind of like the real reason why I make it at the end of the day. If I made it just because, oh, the update release, I need to be in par with the other guys. No, that's not what I made it for. I made it for because I want to, and I want to cover a sort of history, but I also want to kind of have some backbone to it. So there's technically a sort of good reason and sort of not reason to it. But I know people will follow a trend to have it as meaty as possible, so no matter what, it's gonna get butchered. That's the thing goes. But I'm still making it in regards, because I might as well. That's the thing goes. That's when it comes to like videos and stuff. It can be one way or the other on that. Yeah, I just had the Swift trying to pass me as bad as he can. Because, yeah, I think this is where I have to do like full leaves because it burns so much. Burns so much fuel. Like, come on, baby. He's trying his damnedest though. I need to block him like big time, otherwise he's just gonna pass me. He's gonna win. Cause yeah, of course, let's go faster than normal. Cause I'll just say that was a new lap record right there. He just did. Little bastard. Good God. Because yeah, now he's pulling all the presses in intuition now. Being a lot quicker than he should. A lot quicker. Yep, he's gonna try to drive to victory while trying to watch him at most of the case. Am I doing bad sport by blocking? Yeah, but so be it. I fucked up, so you know. Screw you, Suzuki. You're not getting it, especially with. And, however, they're also cheating too, so fuck them. Personally, this whole stupid rubber band is the most biggest bullshit in Gran Turismo history. Period. Because let's just get quicker when he gets up to first place because we're AI. We're stupid as fuck. You know, would we be better just keeping it on path on how the AI is? Which look at that, he's trying to pass me. He's trying his damnedest. It's like, oh god. It's like, good god, it's like stupid rubber band. Which, I would say rubber band. This is not technically rubber band, it's like a progressional band that I hate. I hate this type of rubber band, because there's two types of rubber band. You have the regular slingshot one, and then you have this, where, like I said, if you get close to first place, this happens. Where the opponent will start magnetizing and driving even faster than usual. So unusual that it outpaces that car at the end of the day beyond normal means that you would drive in the performance of driving that car. Because there's cases I saw my own custom cars driving way faster than they ever should because the AI is just cranking it up to 10 at the end of the day. But that's the race at the end of the day, so beat him squat. So here's the engine swaps, in case you want to see the engine swaps. We're starting with the Yaris having the Demon Challenger, which I thought like face kind of wolves at the end of the day. It's not great, but it's something in case you want a high power Corolla and it's heavy. And then here's the Challenger RT, the one that kind of supposed to have it at the end of the day. So you can have the Hellcat or Demon for that one. Then you can have the LS7 Rampage for the Land Cruiser, which is I would say probably maybe for 186 mile per hour build maybe. The 86 GT gets a special one though. It gets the Guayla 690T, which is interesting for the most part. That's the one I need to try still. But I think it's in a high spot for me. Now the Sylvia gets the VR38 GTR Nismo, which is pretty good, not bad. So in case you want FR Skyline, there you go, basically. Or FR R35 GTR, there you go. Then the BX gets the Quattro Pikes. I'm kind of scared about that one because the FF was already bad already. Or the FF drive is already bad already. So, yeah. Then you got the Polo GTI with the grade 3, so a little bit more endurance to that. And then the same case applies to the XBOW R, which is basically my two highest right here. The XBOW R gets it, and also you have the Bach Mono again, the V8 Suzuki VGT grade 3 motor as well, which is probably like somewhat the best one out of this bunch because it can somewhat do grade 3, but like a sort of, I'll say, because it is pretty freaking fast though. It goes like 270 plus, I would say, if you maxed it. The problem is though, the tire's ripped. The rear tire's ripped itself, so if you try to do some sort of endurance race into it, don't do that, or don't do high tune. At best, provide it with like maybe, I would say in this case 5 to 600, based on a transmission setting of 250. So that's where it kind of hits for this. And yeah, I would suggest race mediums. You could probably do race softs too with this car, because this car is super light at least, and the tires don't burn up like the KTM. Yeah, that was the problem with the KTM as well. It also burned up as well. So that basically wraps out what I got to show for the showcase here, people. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen here today, and hopefully you'll learn something at the end of the routes. So until then, people, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed the rest of this teaser. Until then, ciao. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that bell and notification if you want. But thanks.